Make sure I get these things off of me. All right, whoever we got up in here? Sharpshooter, what's going on? I see NC, she was up in there early. Y'all know what it is. Wipe your feet off at the door. Make sure you're sitting on the plastic when you sit on the couch. All right, I'll wait a little minute. See who else might pop up in here in the next few seconds or so. Chris, Potlow, what's going on, man? Appreciate it. Hitting that like. I see them like numbers going up. Man. Let me make sure this volume up on here. All right, we waiting and we waiting. Payroll, what's good, man? Let's see what we got. Let me see, we got a minute in. All right, I'll wait another minute. NC came back. NC be everywhere, man. You got clones or something, NC or something. I don't know how you be on 8 different lives. I be seeing NC with a wrench next to it on like 8 different lives, man. How you do it? You got monitors all over like you the CIA. You just got a whole room full of monitors. Like old boy on Swordfish. Pornstar JR, what's up? I always be dropping in. Adrian West probably drop up here too. She always be popping up in here. I'm gonna find out about you, NC. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get a private eye. You working for somebody, man. You in too many places at once. You too good at that. I don't know. You scare me. I ain't do it. Whatever it was, I ain't do it. It wasn't me. I'm telling you. All right, about to hit 2 minutes here in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right. Y'all seen the title of this video, man. It's when the lights go out. This is based on, make sure I turn this. All right. It was a video I came across, man, from the channel. Make sure I give it credit. Chestnut Checkers TV. And this is Candace Owens talking about the summit that took place. This was posted 5 days ago. I listened to it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you listen to something. Let me mess with this light. Sometimes you listen to things and it's just like, yeah. And then there's other things where it just hits you a certain way. It hit different. So I'm gonna play this so y'all can hear it, and then I'll play it and I'll stop it and comment on it as it goes.
The conversation was about cybersecurity and an incoming blackout. According to the World Economic Forum, the globe could see a catastrophic global event within 2 years that would cripple the masses that the world has never seen before. And it would be initiated by malevolent forces. Everyone must understand that this cybersecurity threat and blackout is inevitable. Candace Owens brings up an alarming and very disturbing question, one in which society, humanity, could possibly face in just a matter of months.
What would you do if they...
All right, y'all heard that first part, right? Back to cybersecurity. You know what I'm saying? Every service that depends on electronics, which is pretty much everything being gone out. Now, this happens with viruses or any kind of epidemic. Anytime they have these summits and they talk about it, or they war gaming it or whatever, doing computer models, then it tends to happen. You know what I'm saying? A couple of years later, exactly the same way it was wargaming. You know, the 7/7 bombings in London, it happened like that. They were doing war games in a scenario that it matched exactly the 7/7 bombings, and then it happened. They had scenarios with 9/11 as well. You know what I'm saying? Same kind of thing. Every time they have a training scenario or something like that, it seems to happen. Same thing with school shootings. It happens all the time, you know? So you can't make heads or tails. Same thing for the Boston bombing. All right, I'm going to play some more.
Brought the power grid down. And by they, I mean that the government purposefully brought the power grid down. And I'm not asking that question for fun. I'm asking that question because the World Economic Forum is predicting that a cyber pandemic, you can look this up, they've been running exercises about it this year, is inevitable. Well, you're probably saying, well, the cyber pandemic doesn't make any sense. Like, what are we even talking about? Well, first and foremost, the reason I'm even paying attention to the World Economic Forum and their exercises is because they notoriously, in 2019, ran an exercise for a coronavirus pandemic that oddly all became true. I mean, without one slight difference. They said that the coronavirus was going to escape from a wet market in South America. Of course, when the coronavirus swept the world in 2020, they said that it escaped from a wet market in China. You can still look that up, by the way. That's not a conspiracy theory. They simulated that coronavirus pandemic. It was the World Economic Forum in collaboration with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, in collaboration with Johns Hopkins University. And the website is still up, and they say,
appreciate you dropping in.
The coronavirus pandemic is inevitable, and then boom, it happened the very next year. So people say it's a conspiracy theory to believe that they knew that the coronavirus pandemic was going to happen. You don't have to believe it was a conspiracy theory, or you can believe it wasn't a conspiracy theory.
You know, sometimes people throw conspiracy theory out there is because they're scared. They really want to believe it, but they don't want to fathom the reality that most of this stuff is true, can happen, will happen. Ain't even got to be a conspiracy. It's just some of the things that our intelligence services protect us from on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? It ain't happened because they're successful at stopping it, or maybe they got lucky. You know what I'm saying? The scary versions, they just got lucky. You know what I mean? Even scary is that somebody's trying to do this in the first place. And I want people to try to fathom what that's like. You know, we take things for granted, you know, like just simply going in and turning on a light switch. You know what I'm saying? We take things for granted. We grab our phones. You know, it's like, yeah, we got our phones, but if the grid goes down, you got no phone. You got no ATM to go to. You got crazy run on the banks, but their computers down. You got worldwide panic. I mean, you got nationwide panic. Dougie 420, what's up, man? You got nationwide panic, worldwide if it's worldwide. You know, and also you got to think about things like, y'all know that flood just happened in Chicago, right? That's just a couple of days, and you seen what that did. There's people still in the South or North Austin community that's still saying they haven't got help. That's just a little bit of water damage, okay? Think about when our sewage system, which is also controlled by electric, you know what I'm saying, the main system, when that goes down, what the streets look like. Think New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina, you know, and then think about it more than just a few weeks of it before the National Guard comes in. Think about it, it ain't coming back for months, okay? Have y'all seen what it's like when trash piles up on the street for a few days? Think about like Christmas, you know what I'm saying? You look back in the alley and the dumpsters and everything before just from one holiday and how much it smells. Think about that on a hot summer day or a hot summer night and no water has been running. Think about the sewage that backs up in the streets, you know what I'm saying? We be living like third world countries overnight, almost. You know, your water filtration systems. You know, we ain't talking about just ATMs and stuff. We're talking about water filtration. We're talking about our lights and everything. You see what I'm saying? This is what happens. Stuff like this need to be taken serious. And not as in, oh, we need to stop it. Is how can we best survive it? I'm going to play some more.
It's up to you. I don't really care. The point is that they made the prediction, they called it inevitable, and then it happened immediately.
Inevitable. They didn't say if it happens, they saying when it happens. And now these, you know, when these G20 or G4, whatever you call them, G8 summits, these are the heads of state. These are the heads of industry. These are the movers and shakers. Your Illuminati, if you will, you know, the people who make decisions that can affect whole countries. And if they're saying when it happens, we need to be saying when it happens, not, oh, that ain't gonna happen. That's just fear mongering. No, it ain't fear mongering. Okay. And mind you, I'm not going to put it past that they make it happen, you know, because as soon as they make it happen, they have a very profitable solution that's just for them. Just like when a certain epidemic comes out, you know, a certain person has a, you know, patent and a medicine for it all of a sudden, you know, that's very profitable. So let's not forget that.
So for me personally, that signals to me that I should probably pay attention the next time the World Economic Forum makes a prediction
World Economic
and calls
Forum.
it inevitable. And lo and behold, they are predicting that a coronavirus pandemic, a cyber pandemic, is going to happen, and that it is once again inevitable. So
a cyber pandemic, y'all. That's a mouthful right there. You know, a cyber pandemic. Well, we seen what happened with the last pandemic. All right, I'm gonna be nice about it. The last pandemic, okay, we seen what happened with that. A whole country shut down just for a little while. And you're seeing what it did. People fighting over the smallest things like toilet paper, okay, which will be worth its weight in gold. Adrian, I knew she was gonna stop by. She didn't disappoint. Think about this, you know. So think about a cyber pandemic. What does that shutdown look like? All the stores, you know, everybody who didn't pay attention in math class, y'all gonna have to break out that pen and paper if y'all want y'all stores to be open. Ain't no more barcodes to scan. You know what I mean? If you can't get to your cash, which I recommend, keep cash on hand. Matter of fact, keep the majority of your cash on hand in the safe space, because the banks gonna close their doors because they know everybody gonna run to the banks to try to get their cash out at the same time, and they don't have all the cash on hand all the time. They're trading your money all the time and loaning it out, you know what I'm saying, with the hope that it gets paid back. Y'all know how banks work. So I would advise that. I would advise dry goods, you know, things that are semi-perishable, things that can last a long time. Your canned goods, your noodles, your beans and all that. Forget about meat. All right, if you can maintain it, cool, but hurry up and eat it, because it ain't gonna last for long. You don't know when the power gonna be back up. We talking about pandemic, not a little shutdown here and there, or, you know, oh, the signal is overloaded or whatever, the bandwidth is thin or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how it happened. You can't hardly get a phone signal. You know how frustrated you get when the satellites is, you know, something going on with sun activity and the satellites is messed with, right? And you know, you mad as hell because you can't even make a phone call real good because the sunburst or whatever is messing with the satellites. Imagine there ain't no satellite. You know what I'm saying? Just on the way people are addicted to cell phones alone, and not having access to that, not having access to your money, the stores is closed. You know what I'm saying? We talking about anarchy for real. The police, Swipe be talking about bring on the military. Oh, they will be there.
If you look into the exercise that they have run this year, I believe they run it in July. They've been meeting and talking about the cyber pandemic, what it would look like. Essentially, their idea is that they're going to have to sanitize the internet because a bug, think of this as like a coronavirus for your computer, is going to sweep globally, and the only way they're going to be able to stop this bug from infecting everything is to effectively shut down the internet, right? And they were talking about bringing down the power grid in an effort to do this. So imagine the government.
You heard that, right? This is what they're talking about. And they've run simulations. Translation, when you hear simulation, that means that's exactly what they plan on doing. Whatever the I hope I can find something though what that simulation looks like and how it happens in stages, you know, whether it starts small and snowball, usually it does, you know what I'm saying? Just like the coronavirus, the same thing. So they wargaming this. They're running simulations to see what's going to happen. They got tons of information on the U.S. population, on our spending habits and behavioral patterns. So they know exactly how we're going to respond to something like this. So they're going to be ready for it. They're planning it. Okay. Bottom line, they planning it.
Bring down the power grid, and you would not have access to anything that required an electrical charge. If this sounds crazy, dystopian, and like a nightmare to you, first and foremost, this happens in other countries, right? Obviously, in Cuba, when the government needs to stop people from communicating, they just bring down the power grid, right? When the uprisings were happening in Cuba, I believe that was earlier this year. Coronavirus time feels like, I don't know if it was the end of last year or early this year. They just brought down the entire electrical grid. But of course, Western nations would never do something like that. If they do it, it's because they need to do it, not because they're becoming evil communist dictators, but because they would need to do it for our benefit. They were talking about the government bringing down the power grid, and until they come up with a vaccine, I'm not getting words, not mine, a vaccine of sorts for the internet, where they would be able to cleanse it and purge it of all of these things that are making it vulnerable. Among those things, they brought up Bitcoin, which is so funny, that one thing that the government can't get a handle on, that is representing a threat to them and the financial markets, the control of the financial markets, would be Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. Hey, you know what? I got Cash App, you know, and they got where you can, you know, put whatever little money you want to a bit. Hey, get into the Bitcoin, you know. I hope this whole thing ain't just to take out Bitcoin, you know. No, it's bigger than that, but obviously that's a bonus, you know what I'm saying? You just heard this. One of those things that they could possibly target is Bitcoin, which is a problem, you know, and they already doing their own currency through the federal government. I seen it on, I still got my account, Robinhood, And yeah, they got a federal cryptocurrency up there you can trade from now. You know what I'm saying? It's like those low bond, those low, what do you call it? Low yield treasury bonds. You know what I'm saying? That they accumulate wealth real slow. They something like that. You know, I don't know. I have to check it again. It might have took off, but it ain't nowhere near Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a rogue currency. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're trying to shut it down. So if you got Bitcoin, be paying attention. So what's that? More people need to pay attention to this. 2020 was just a testing ground. Yeah. No, I'm not a cop, man. I do security for this dispensary, man.
And suddenly, in running the simulation, they realized that Bitcoin, could potentially be a problem. If you think I'm kidding, you can look this up. It is called a cyber pandemic. And it's something that every single person should be paying attention to, just in case they magically get it right again, like they did about the coronavirus pandemic. It's good for us as citizens to pay attention to that and to do what we can to prepare. And so I've been having all these discussions with my husband, seriously, like what if they actually did this? Like, what would we do? And it's made me realize that we're a very weak generation of people. When I'm talking about weak, I'm talking about millennials, I'm talking about, perhaps even the baby boomers, of how little we actually
West Side, that's what I'm talking about. Where you from? Hold up.
And
What part of West Side you from, man? I'm right there in South Austin, man. West End and Waller. Just a few blocks from Austin. Joe Cool.
often talk about how the governments are right now teaching kids nothing, right? These kids are learning about race and they're learning about, pornographic material in school as we're discovering day by day. They're learning about how to be woke, and we're like, these kids are so dumb because they're not learning math,
you right there. You ain't too far from where I am.
They're not going to be able to do anything.
Well, it was anyway.
Because they're not learning any hard academics, any hard skills. And I've talked about that so much until I started talking about this potential cyber pandemic, and I realized actually my generation was also dumbed down, because you can read all the books in the world, every book in the entire universe, right? But if you don't actually know how to grow your own food, if you don't actually know how to survive off of your own land, how smart are you? We have convinced ourselves.
She just said it plain as day. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's easy to talk about this, you know what I mean? It's like, it's easy for somebody to say, well, I'm just start growing my own food. But how many of us really learn how to do that? You know, it might be pretty easy, but, most of us live on budgets. We trying to work our ass off, you know what I'm saying? So I guess it's safe to say we can start off small. They sell seeds at the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? You can start practicing and growing something a little smaller, probably learning how to grow indoors, you know what I mean? Whoa. Wait a minute. If the power's out, how you gonna get clean water? You see what I'm saying? So that's learning how to do water filtration, having generators, everything. You know what I'm saying? Where you going to hoard gasoline at to run your generators? You know what I'm saying? It's all kinds of scenarios. You can run as many what ifs through your head, man, enough to drive you up the wall. But the simplest thing, you know what I'm saying? It's just like what she just said. What is it? I thought something about chickens. Said I'm in Colorado right now. We got 30 chickens in land. Right. That's great. But I'm talking about like urban survival, you know what I'm saying? Some of us who don't have the budget to buy some land, you know what I'm saying? We ain't that lucky. The other, 85, 90% of us, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. They got magazines and stuff out. A lot of them tend to lean toward the big budget stuff, but there's books, man. She talked about you can read all the books, but there's books that offer practical applications, you know what I'm saying, for like long-term prepping and things like that. Nothing that's, saying like guaranteed survival for the next 20 years. This is trying to do it on a budget, you know what I'm saying? Try to stack what you can with your paycheck and all this stuff, you know what I mean, without going crazy, without preempting too far along where you get too much and then it goes bad, because you got to think about rotating this stuff, That's why I was talking about semi-perishable items and things like that. But, those living in the inner city who ain't got a choice, they can't leave. It's easy to say move, but not everybody can move. Maybe they got people in life they can't move. You know what I mean? How do you grow something in your windowsill? How do you grow something without fresh water around all the time? You know what I'm saying? It's things like this to think about, man. But be expecting it so we're not caught by surprise by it. This right, like, out of everything that somebody had come out and said could possibly happen, this scares me the most. Like, this really scares me.
Especially me, I grew up in Connecticut, like coastal elites, very close to New York City. Like, we have convinced ourselves, and the people that live in these cities, Los Angeles, people that live in New York, as they're saying, we need the Green New Deal, get rid of this. So we don't
You grew
want
up in
to
there, guys. See,
energy. Like,
I wish I'd have had that, man.
We have convinced ourselves that we're so forward and we're so progressive that we're actually regressive. We don't know anything. We don't know how to grow our own food. The majority of us know how to grow our food. I have made it my entire initiative since moving to Tennessee is for my husband and I to be able to do everything by ourselves. Fortunately for me, my husband is a hunter. So you can take your picket signs and take them somewhere else because I don't care. My husband hunts. Good. That means that we know how to survive.
Hunting. You know, I never been hunting in my life, but I know I'll catch on pretty damn fast if I wanted to eat. You know, I know how to skin an animal already. You know what I mean? So that ain't a problem. Joe Cool said, what do we do? And here's where community comes into play. I'm glad you asked that. One person ain't finna do it. Forget about the damn movies with the lone survivor that's surviving all alone with him and his dog and all this. This ain't I Am Legend or some shit like that, all right? Nah, you need people, bro. You know what I'm saying? You need people for defense. You need people to help carry the workload. And so you need people you can trust. You know, this is... Kai Babe, what's going on? This is why it's important that, you know, you have people you trust. We talk about this community and trying to get together. Said, grew up hunting fish and skinned a ton of fish and rabbit. My man. See, Joe Cool, no? You know what I'm saying? Y'all got skills that will make y'all gods of y'all community in an event like this. You know what I'm saying? See, right now, everything is convenient. You know what I'm saying? You just go to a store and get it. But in times like this, that she describing, people like you, Joe, Judah, and all y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all are royalty, you know what I'm saying? Y'all are the one-eyed person in the land of the blind, you understand? So yeah, it's in y'all can teach everybody those skills. And these are skills that never go away, that will always be useful. They're useful now, you know what I mean? But you gotta have people that you trust, you know what I'm saying? Because you can guarantee that if it's 10 of y'all that's prepared, it's 100 more of y'all that's unprepared, that's ready to take what you got. Beware of the person that all they talk about when they talk about survival is the guns they got. That means they plan on taking everybody else stuff, because most people are like, I don't know, gun and nothing like that. The ones that's talking about nothing but guns and ammo, watch out for them types, because they plan on taking whatever they want. They pirates. And believe me, if you think people are acting crazy now on the streets and the crime and all that stuff, imagine a scenario like the one that's described earlier in this video. Oh, hell. I knocked my video off. Hold up. Alright. I'm gonna let that catch back up. You know, yeah, those things are real important. Like, and we're gonna have to get over what we like to eat. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no being picky. You know what I mean? If there's a sanitary way to cook a damn rat, which I know it is, because they doing it in New York City, better learn how to eat. This is about survival, you understand? Gardens and guns for sure. Hell yeah. Yep, and they ready, not gonna hold back. And man, I ain't even think about this part. Think about, okay, no electricity. That means the doctor's offices can't pull up who's got a prescription, and prescriptions can't be filled. Guess how many people are on prescription pills, whether it's a prescription or not? They just using it for recreational purposes. Y'all seen somebody detox before. Y'all know how they get in jail. Y'all know how they out on the streets and the things they're willing to do when they start detoxing and they need that money. Imagine an entire medical system that runs on electric and computers gone down. No pills, people. Guess what happens? You're gonna need them guns and ammo, because people gonna be going crazy. But then when they start coming down, guess what? They're gonna be hungry. And they smell all that good food being cooked in that little commune that y'all got. Guess how them people, you know, if you ain't giving it, well, remember what I said in one of my videos, what can't be given will be earned, and what can't be earned will be taken. People gonna be trying to take. If they robbing now, imagine what it's like in a situation like this. All right.
No, right? And then I was saying to my cousin earlier, I was saying how weird it is. Every time, if I have a question about something, even if I'm working on a recipe, I'm like, oh my God, what is the ingredient for this again? And I Google it. Everything you have to Google, you don't actually know. You're relying on the internet to tell you something that you don't actually have stored in your own brain, right? So we're so convinced that we're so forward and we're so...
That was another important part she said. Okay, anything we don't know, we Google. If we Googling it, we don't know. We rely on the internet, and they're sanitizing the internet. Now it's down. Now we don't know. You know, hey, our elders, anybody who know them, you know, from way back, who had to grow up a little different, you know, without all these conveniences that we have now, get that knowledge from them. Don't just poo-poo it. You know what I mean? You know, or if you know something that you learned from somebody before you, teach it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's one more ally for you. And this ain't about being fear-mongering. This ain't, oh, you've seen too many movies or nothing like that. Because this is the kind of stuff that I used to dream about, and not in a happy way, but, you know, I had dreams about it. You know what I mean? You just know something coming. Don't nothing stay up for forever. You know what I'm saying? And so now here we are all these years later. You know what I'm saying? And now I feel like, okay, I wasn't crazy. I wasn't a pessimist. You know what I'm saying? I was just too early with what I was thinking. Because now here we are facing it every single day. So books will be your Google, because there won't be no computers.
Progressive, because we can get an answer fired back at us in a couple of seconds. But in reality, we don't know anything. If you have to ask Google, you don't possess the information within your own mind. So I said to my
Walking straight in the house is taking care of it for sure. Yeah.
I want to start buying books, right? The recipes are no good if they're online, right? The knowledge of how to grow your own plants is no good if you're looking it up online. I want copies of hard books. I want the books and the knowledge in my house. Even chemistry, basic chemistry, and basic means of taking care of yourself. Like, what do you actually know about colloidal silver? What do you know about how to treat something? What your body actually needs? All of these things.
Hey, them Dr. Sebi books will come in handy because it's all natural ingredients. You know what I'm saying? You might need substitutes for certain things. You know what I mean? So she right on point with that one. I ain't even hear this part of the video. You know what I'm saying? So this is my first time hearing this part of it. You know what I'm saying? That's just how much it unnerved me when I first heard that. I didn't even finish the video. That's how much it unnerved me just hearing it, because as she's saying it, I'm seeing it. And Judy, you already know what I'm finna say. Anybody want to see a depiction of what that life is like? Watch that show called Revolutions. I don't know how much Sharpshooter didn't seen of it. You know, but he started binging when I first told him about it some months back. Y'all watch that show if y'all haven't seen it already. You know what I'm saying? It's the exact same scenario. Nanotechnology, something get released and it knocks out all the power around the world. And you see what life is like. You know what I'm saying? When the weeds and stuff start overgrowing everything. They had a set where like Wrigley Field was just overgrown with weeds and everything. You know what I'm saying? Eventually they start running out of bullets. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's fighting with swords in there and all that. So if anybody looking for hunting deer for meat, yeah, but hey, if you're in the city somewhere, you know what I'm saying, you down there in Florida, Kai, see, you can hunt a gator and y'all be good. Them big ass gators, y'all can eat for a month off them. You know what I'm saying? Deers and stuff. You know, or right here in Michigan, you might see a few deer or something like that. You might have to choke them down or whatever. But you know, hey, possum, a damn raccoon. Hey, well, I don't know about dogs and cats, man, but you know, you got to be a certain level of hungry to get that point. But you know what I'm saying? You know, little things like that, you know. Hey, heat kills germs, all right? So you can, you know, direct heat, fire and all that, it can cook it out. Oh yeah, it's deer everywhere now, but all of them ain't healthy though, right? Because I know, like, whenever they talk about deer in the city, they be like, don't eat those because they be sick and all that. Or maybe they lying, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, the way I'm thinking as I'm talking, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking of those of us who are in urban centers, you know what I'm saying? And travel may not be an option. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking about. You said I ain't eating nobody. I feel you, Kai. I feel you, man. But hey, if you want to live, you might have to do that. You know what I'm saying? This is if you have to. You know what I'm saying? Break gas in case of emergency. Yeah. And so those are and first aid, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like all them over-the-counter medicines and all these different things, man. Everyday items that we might look at. Lexi, what's going on? All them items that we see on the shelves and things, and this that don't mean going by. You know, they do expire after a while. Okay, so you know this may not happen for another year or so. Just be expecting it. If they're talking about it, that means they're planning it. Expect it at some point. You know. Probably before the next election. Who knows? If it's not going their way, we might have a damn internet shutdown or something. Who knows? You know, how it might work. You've seen, you know, we had one virus come for this last election cycle, so we might have this coming for this election cycle. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Oh, wait, damn. Hey, man, that sounds too close. Anyway. He said, I seen a dude skin a skunk. Oh, man. Ugh. Skunks, okay. Survival is survival, man. If you gotta eat, you gotta eat. Golly. Just make sure you get that membrane out and don't sever it, I guess, man. Golly. Woo! Can't do it. But, you know, basic first aid, you know, any kind of training you may have, these are important. You know, I can't stress it enough. The simplest things that we take for granted, you know. Imagine how you feel when you go into your bathroom and you can't flush your toilet after you done dropped the stinky load. You mad as hell because it's finna stink up. You know, make that last for about a week. Now multiply that time, you know, if everything's shut down like that so they can sanitize the internet. You know, and what else are they wiping out? What other information are they wiping out, you know, or harvesting, whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's not something, I don't know why this unnerves me so much, man. My stomach is turning right now. Like, I literally, like, my stomach feel nervous as hell just talking about this, man. Because, you know, guns and bombs and stuff, I can deal with that. You know, it is what it is. You see an enemy, you fight, you may die, you may win, hey, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Real simple. But things you can't see, things like electric, you know what I'm saying? Power grids and all these different things that we have no control over, you know? It will turn the most civil society into barbarians overnight. Yeah, revolutions. Better dig a ditch. Yeah. You know? And you know, think about the gas pumps ain't gonna work no more. So, you know, forget about driving somewhere if you ain't got extra gas, you know, unless you just hop from one vehicle to the next. But you gotta remember, it's gonna be other people that's, you know, not so nice that's out there doing the same thing, looking to take whatever somebody else got. You know what I mean? I'm painting worst case scenario picture here, but you know, it's not really painting that far of a picture if you look at society as it is now. You know, the crimes, the way they happen, the brazenness of it, the violence, I mean, just the brutality of what people do. You know what I mean? The way they do it right now, don't matter the age or gender. You know what I'm saying? You could be born yesterday, somebody still just kill you for no reason. You know what I mean? It don't matter to people. Imagine this, when your creature comforts are gone, you know? Humanity is not that civilized. You take away the creature comforts, you'll see just how animalistic we can get. And those, you know, and it's truly law of the jungle then. Those of us who are not ready to, well, them survival games hit different, like, yeah, for sure. More like Revelation. Hell yeah, that's exactly what it is, Adrian. You know, in so many words, that's exactly what it is. He said, oh, you need to do a survivor series, like show us how to start a fire, etc. I ain't Bear Grylls or nothing, but I know a few things, yeah. You know, I like them, instead of doing all that fancy stuff with the, you know, they had a little string with the, you know, like you learn in the Boy Scouts. You know, I just use one of them little magnesium blocks, you know what I'm saying? You scrape off a few, you know, shreds of that, and then it lights, you know what I'm saying? It lights a lot faster. You get your fire started quicker. You know, that's how you start the fire. I got some of those at home, you know what I mean? And, so all you need is a straw, sticks, and oxygen. For sure, yeah, you know? I mean, all that nature, hey, that's cool. I got a few cheat codes, you know what I'm saying? To get that fire started. Well, what I just saw to the sticks, straw, sticks, oxygen. Okay. Hey, man, I missed something. I think okay, never mind. Bear. Oh, you talking about Bear Grylls? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and you know, especially, you know, if you have to kind of like, say you're in like a big apartment building or something like that, you know what I'm saying? That's your that's your infirmary, you know, that's your storage place, that's everything, you know what I mean? And hey, when people raid them stores, don't be out there when they do, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's good to have a lot of what you need beforehand because it's unpredictable, you know? Because you got to think, It's just like when you talking about getting on the 290 or the I-95 at a certain time. Oh, I'm finna take the expressway. It's quicker. Yeah, that's what everybody else in Chicago thinking too. And then you stuck in traffic. Guess what? Oh, I'm gonna raid the store and stuff. If this happened, guess what? That's what everybody else thinking. And man, everybody gonna be fighting. You know, you seen what happened when the damn when them EBT cars got shut down for a few hours. Everybody was going crazy. Hell, during the coronavirus, everybody fighting over tissue and stuff. You see somebody with a big ass mountain of tissue, and somebody like, man, let me get just one pack. No, like y'all ain't even got that many asses in a household. Why you want all this tissue? It's just the reptilian complex, the reptilian brain that goes. He said, can't get mad at somebody that's stocked up ahead of time. Yeah, and everybody like to call them people crazy. Man, you crazy, you paranoid, man, blah, 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 blah. Like, no, you're just scared and don't want to face the reality of it. And you be the first one begging, talk about some you acting funny when I don't give you or someone was mine. You wasn't shooting at me when I was in the gym. Let me see. Me and O.M.C. gonna start a nerd club. You first. Hey, nerds run the world. I.e. Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, you know what I'm saying? They nerds too. So, hey, ain't nothing wrong with no nerds. Hey, they got a lot of those vids on YouTube and see how to make, yeah, man. Hey, watch all them videos, man. Watch all that stuff. It's, you know, it's information. This is about getting the information and being able to apply it, you know, even if you're not doing it now, you know. You might not, you know, certain things might not be in season to grow, whatever it is, if you don't have the time. But everybody know how to go to the grocery store and shop, you know what I'm saying? So you can compile your own list, or you can, you know, find a lot of lists online, you know, for like suggested survival items, you know what I'm saying? You know, I like how when you know, it was expecting a tornado to hit Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Make sure everybody's phone's charged. I like that. You know what I'm saying? That's a network. That's passing the word. You know what I'm saying? That's things you need like that, you know, in the event of, you know what I'm saying, when something like that happens, you know, passing those words, because you're going to have to go low tech, you know? And anybody in the military, y'all know what low tech did to us in the Middle East. You know, we got all this fancy communication equipment and signal intelligence and everything. And they riding around on bikes, passing messages by hand, kicking our ass. That's what we're going to have to do, because ain't going to be no phones, no landlines. Most of us don't even have a landline no more, so I ain't even talk about that. You know, ain't no pay phones. All you got, most people rely on cell phones. What if it's down, you know? Ain't no Wi-Fi, nothing. So there's that, you know? And this is a very real reality. This is no longer something 10 years down the line, you know? You have to think like it's finna happen in the next 6 months or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Next year, you know, it's close enough for me to be nervous about it. You know, y'all may be different from me. I don't expect y'all, you know, be nervous like me, but not everything makes me nervous. This made me nervous, you know, again, because it's an enemy that you can't see, you know, and the biggest enemy is ourselves, our own fears, our own instincts, you know, our own animal natures. And if they out of control now, imagine when there is no control, you know, and the only control is what the government provides, and that's to quell any kind of violence or anything like that. And they're going to use a heavy hand to do it, you know. Sparks, what's up, man? Sparks was on a pilgrimage, man, for a couple of months, selling his wares at the powwows, man. I always wanted to go to a powwow. But golly, man. Let me see what else on there. I'm going to play the rest of this, see what else she talking about.
Actually needs all of these things that we thought were so backwards, and that big pharma saved the day because we can just go get a prescription. But what if you needed to create your own prescription? What do you actually know about how to survive by yourself? What do you know that you can take that will make you better? If you get a burn, if you get sick, what are the things that actually help you in your own household? What can you have? What can you possess that will make you better? All of this stuff, like, you should be thinking about now. Right? You should be thinking about it now. This is not a conspiracy. This is common sense, right? If you don't know how to survive, how would you convert salt water into drinking water? Do you know how to do that? Isn't it funny that all of these people that live in between New York and LA?
Damn ads. All right. So converting salt water into drinking water. I like to know that. Reverse osmosis. It was a damn machine doing that on the ship. You know what I'm saying? The seawater that, you know, that we had reverse osmosis. So the seawater would be running through. I remember one time the machine went down and salt water was coming up through our drinking fountains and everything, man. It took a while to get it fixed. We ain't had no water and we was out to sea. You know, luckily we had bottled water. You know what I'm saying? We had pallets of bottled water to hand out and all that, but wasn't no showers jumping off or nothing like that. So it was funky as hell that night. And we talk about the Gulf of Mexico in the summertime. It wasn't fun. All right. So They worked all night to get that up, though. I shout out to that engineering team. But you know, things like Eddie Kane, what up, man? But yeah, you know, water. I know it's some people that be like, I don't like drink water. Water nasty to me. You better damn well get used to it. You know what I'm saying? That's life, literally. You know what I'm saying? You need it, even if you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? While you raiding the stores, hey, get, you know, when you shopping, get you some of them powder packets. You know what I'm saying? Kool-Aid or whatever, and throw it up in a bottle of water. But things like, excuse me, things like that. You know what I mean? Definitely need your water. Okay, canned goods, dry food, water. You know what I'm saying? Toilet paper. Wet wipes, you know what I'm saying? I was joking about the skid marks and stuff, but keep them wet wipes, you know what I'm saying? Because you may not be able to shower, you know? You might need that water in the faucet for something else, you know what I'm saying? Boiling the water, you know what I mean? So, hey, it is important to make a fire, you know? If you ain't got propane or nothing, or you know, you don't know how to make a fire or whatever, you know, or if you got a generator and you can run a hot plate or something, you know, all these things. And the list goes on and on, man. I could sit here and go through a whole list of things, and that'd be forever and a day, you know. But you know what's unique to your household, what you need. You know, basic necessities. Everybody is basic because we all need the same things. But then there are things that are specific to your household that, you know. That's why I say everybody compile their own list, you know, and reference other things, you know, from survival videos and books like that to help you along the way, you know. And I ain't no expert. Anybody, you know, experts in none of this. You know what I'm saying? This is something learn as you go. This is about survival. You know what I mean? It's a crappy way to have to think, but it's necessary. So that's what it is, you know. And then, you know, like they say, your guns and your butter. That's your butter. Then you get into your weapons. You know what I'm saying? What kind of defense posture do you have? You know, again, forget the one man or woman against the world with your dog and all that stuff, the I Am Legends and the Rambos and all that. Forget all that. You won't last a damn week, all right? Maybe not even that day. You know what I'm saying? You can't outshoot everybody. You know, you got to present. And I mean, it's just like now when we talking about taking neighborhoods back, you know, just like them Hebrew Israelites was walking there. You got to have a united front, you know, and everybody willing to do exactly what it takes to defend what's theirs. You know what I'm saying? Everybody pitching in some kind of way. You know, you got to consider some people still got babies, you know, that need everything done for them. You know, they got toddlers and things. They got sick parents, you know, sick relatives and things like that. Everybody's gonna have to pitch in some kind of way. It ain't no more this mind your business and all this stuff and I care about mine, you care about yours, because everybody's gonna have something that somebody needs. Not everybody's gonna have everything, you know. There's a reason we can't reach all the way and scratch our whole back. It's so we would need other people. We're supposed to be together like that, you know, so somebody else can scratch that part of your back. You know what I'm saying? It's good when you have partners. So forget all that lone survivor crap. You know what I'm saying? Have people around you that you can trust, you know? And I will stress it. You gotta be willing to pull the trigger. I don't care the age. I don't care the gender. Anybody that is putting you and yours at risk, especially in a time like that, is public enemy number one until otherwise. Come to think of it, revolution is basically the Walking Dead without. Oh yeah, that's a good analogy right there, man. You know, good comparison, good parallels. I mean, says since Hurricane Sandy, I've been heavily equipped for any disaster that comes through, but indeed more non-perishable foods. How long was it? How long ago? Oh, damn, I can't remember what year that was, but how long have you had that? And how many times have you had to rotate your stock, Adrian? Because I know I was doing it once when I was living alone in my apartment and everything, and I ended up having to get rid of a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? It went bad, or I ate it, you know what I'm saying? Just so it wouldn't go to waste. You know, but hey, y'all go in the grocery store, y'all see them 10 for 10 items and them canned goods and them noodles and all that, get it. You know, oh yeah, that one part on I Am Legend when the old girl was cooking that bacon and he was saying he was saving it. You know, you see how they cherish that bacon. You know, so yeah, if you can manage to keep some meats around, that makes you king and queen of the court right there. You said rotate once a month, but to eat up to. Okay, all right, that's cool. Yeah, so you know you'll have to have a records keeper, somebody keeping them books. You know, when did this go in? When was the last item? When did this go in? What's the expiration date on this? Hey, we got to cook this off and eat this. You know, it ain't gonna go to waste. Everybody gonna eat something. You know what I'm saying? Dollar Tree, your best friend for canned goods. Hey, hell yeah, even better than Dollar General and Family Dollar. Dollar Tree, get them cans, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to have little things that, even if you ain't using it, what the hell money gonna be good for? You know what I'm saying? What's money gonna do in a situation like that? What's gold gonna do? What's a Bitcoin gonna do? Your money is what you got. These pair of shoes, a pair of shoestrings to lace up the damn shoes that somebody else got. You can make a trade. You know what I'm saying? You got some food. You got a pack of noodles. They got a bottle of hot sauce. Hey, we can trade. You know, little small stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not useful to you, keep it. It might be useful to somebody else. You know, somebody who probably can manage to get some welding done or something. You got some scrap metal. Hey, I'll trade you this for that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got some reloading equipment. Hey, let me get your spent shell casings. I can reload. You know, keep everybody replenished on bullets. You know what I'm saying? Just like old boy from The Walking Dead. I forgot old boy name. The dude with the mullet. Said Wild Wild West 2.0. Eddie, it's already Wild Wild West 2.0. It's gonna be Wild Wild West 3.1 in a minute. You know what I'm saying? All day long. But man, that was that. I'm gonna finish the rest of this, see what's happening. Oh damn, another ad. Hold up. I ain't let this ad play. Hold up.
In LA, people that the media has to convert, like, you should be thinking about now, right? You should be thinking about it now. This is not a conspiracy. This is common sense.
Be riding around like Rick Grimes.
If you don't know how to survive, how would you convert salt water into drinking water? Do you know how to do that? Isn't it funny that all of these people that live in between New York and LA, people that the media has smeared as backwards, as not knowing anything, right? These Bible Belt Southern Christians with their farms and their goats and their sheep, you know, this whole idea they've tried to create about people in the South and people in the Midwest. And these people are so much smarter than these journalists and these media members who sit up on their high horses and talk down to them. Because you know what?
That's why I love that quote. You can't judge a fish's intelligence by its ability to climb a tree. You know what I mean? Yeah, people like to talk about these farm-raised people, all the corn-fed, they Hickville and, you know, inbred and blah, blah, blah. Hey, guess what? Them the ones that's gonna survive. These rich yuppies out here, the minute the stock market crash, half of them gonna kill themselves anyway. Half of them got a bunch of stuff they don't even know how to use. They got all these, you know, they don't know how to work the damn guns. Who remembers that that one couple, you know, they got, you know, famous. They had their 15 minutes of fame. I think they was down in St. Louis somewhere, or maybe they was in Tennessee when during the George Floyd riots. It was an old man, you know, they were older, middle-aged, whatever, you know, and she came out, had a little revolver, and he had a AR-15 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? When Black Lives Matter came to their house, and you see how she's standing there like this, all sloppy, damn near about to shoot her husband, and he out there, he's holding the damn thing like he just picked up a broom from the fire like a witch or something, and he got it all holding it all sloppy. I'm like, bro, all right, what you plan on hitting with that? But you see that, just no preparation whatsoever. You know what I mean? A lot of them are like that. They got the money to buy things. East Side, what's up, man? They got the money to buy these things, you know, but they got no training. ESJM. What's that, man? I've seen that before. I think I've asked you before. What's ESJM? I'm slow right now. These are you know, so what was it? Okay, yeah, they ain't know how to hold the damn things right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what was the point? You know? But here we are, you know, poor people like us, you know, not necessarily poor, but, you know, we consider low class or lower income class, whatever, lower middle income, whatever, all these different classes, whatever. But there's that. And then these people that live on the farms, you know what I'm saying, that live off the land, you know, they ready. They'll survive before some of us city folks do, you know what I'm saying? Especially these rich people, who cares about your damn degrees? Like she said in the beginning, you know, they're teaching people how to be woke now, you know. Ain't none of that gonna matter when all you trying to do is eat and get from point A to point B intact. You know what I'm saying? For you and yours. That's it. All these peaceniks and all that, guess what? They gonna get eaten. You know, the weak will get taken. Hey, if it ain't no different with in a damn literal jungle, you watch National Geographic and see how the animals got their pecking orders, and hey, they hunting, you got your hunters and your prey. It's no different now. It'll be even more so, you know. But when, you know, with us humans, the ways we can destroy each other is just beyond me. You know what I'm saying? It's infinite. It's infinite as the stars in the universe, man. So none of this stuff I'm saying is guaranteeing survival. You know, some of us could be the most prepared, you know, just like in that one video, you can have all the guns you want. You might get killed in the first 2 seconds of a firefight. Oh, well, hopefully you train the people around you to shoot so they can pick up your weapon off your dead body and continue to fight. You know what I'm saying? And get that food back to where it needs to, or that medicine. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Don't get left in the dust. Yeah. You know what I mean? And everybody gonna have to pitch in. You know? I don't give a damn. If you able-bodied, pitch in. However you can help. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just moving some dirt back and forth, whatever it may be. You know, go help such and such peel them damn vegetables. Go help pick these vegetables. Go help fortify these windows. Whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? But you need community. You see how all these things, I'm talking about survival situation, but you see the parallels where, you know, social commentary and things like that that's important right now as a community fits right into these kind of scenarios. You know, we always talk about the best way, you know, only way to move forward is together, unity, all these different things. This is why, you know, when we say those cliches, phrases like we got to do better. This is why. It may not be for right now. People can still afford to kind of be off on their own and don't want to be bothered with nobody and stay off to themselves and all that. Hey, if they can sustain themselves that way, more power to them. But the rest of us are going to need other people at some point. You're going to run into other people. It's best you get to know those people and have them on your side until, you know, and then instead of when a SHTF scenario happens and that person becomes your op for real. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking at. So socially, it's a good thing if we get on board with as many people as we can before there is no social order. You know what I'm saying? That way, at least y'all got some. This ain't about saving everybody. You know what I'm saying? You might have to kill half the people that come your way outside of that group. So there's certain plants you can eat too that's wild that grow in your yard. Yeah. No, down south, you can. A lot of people don't know. Go in the backyard and the berry. Yeah. Man, I remember, I don't know what they call, man. They look like little raspberries or something. I don't know if they're myrtle berries or whatever. And if Joe Cool's still on here, you know what I'm talking about. All through Chicago, it's certain trees, you know what I'm saying? Like the sidewalks be like painted with them after a while. When they get ripe and they fall off, they be like purple and blue. And then like the sour, they got them tangled ones that's still kind of ripening up. They kind of green. Then you got the reddish ones, you know what I'm saying? The deep red ones, and they fall onto the ground. We used to climb the trees and pick them and with the crab apples and all that. I don't know what kind of berries those are, but they grow in Chicago. I ain't never had a honeysuckle. If anybody remember what those berries was, they grew in Chicago. I know they probably grow in other cities too, but they little red and purplish and, you know, sometimes green ones, you know, tangy ones. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they myrtle berries or raspberries or whatever. But man, it was good as hell. Things like that. Damn, I gotta try a honeysuckle. Says Chicago's merciless Slicey Slicer. Damn, that sounds like an 80s slasher film. Slicey Slicer. Say it 3 times in the mirror. What's up, man? I appreciate you dropping by. Make sure you hit the like if you haven't already. I ain't in Chicago. I'm in Michigan, but man, hey, everybody everywhere gonna be Chicago in the scenario that I was, you know, if you go back and listen to the video I was playing. And speaking of the video, I keep stopping and talking, damn it. I ain't trying to go too long. It's 53 minutes. I'm cool. I'm gonna play the rest of this.
If the government brought down the power grid, these people would be just fine. They would be unaffected. They'd say, yeah, you can take your latte and your Starbucks all the way back to New York and LA. We're good here. And it's something that I think you should especially be thinking about now for all of you people who voted for Biden and actually thought you could just keep printing money. And now you're realizing, oh, wait, we can't. And gas prices are through the roof. And I don't really know what I'm going to do as I'm watching the government actually impoverish me, right? It's something to really think about when you start talking about the amount of dependency that is being increased upon the government, which when I say we, I'm talking about conservatives, obviously knew this was coming. We understood that you can't just print money. Obviously, the government cannot just shut down your business and say, oh, it's okay, we're going to give you a couple $100 here, there, everywhere, and think that they were not going to eventually have to come up with that money at a different time. And you're seeing that impacted in so many things. And I don't know, it's just a conversation that I've been having with myself and with my family around me that, like, if this actually happens, if their predictions become true, what would we actually do? What would you actually do? What do you actually know how to do? What do you know about anything in the wild? Could you survive in the wild? Could you survive in your own house? For how long could you survive in your own house? And I've been covering this a lot on my show as I've been paying attention to a lot of the World Economic Forum agenda and all the meetings that we're having with the same suspects that seem to always be so prepared and aware of the things that are happening. And I've realized that Big Pharma has made us a lot more ignorant. The school systems have made us a lot more ignorant. And it's not just generations beneath us. It started with us. So that's it. That's all I want to say. It was just a random thought that was on my mind that I wanted.
All right, that's it. You know, what do you mean, porn star JR? He said it's all good. You know we rocking with you. What was that? What do you mean pertaining? What was that a response to? Oh, you talking about for me when I said I keep stopping and talking? Oh, all right. I think that's what you're talking about. Give me a thumbs up if that's what you meant. I appreciate the patience, man. I get a little ADHD sometime. Actually, I'm gonna save this for later, but there's another video. Matter of fact, it's about, you know what I'm saying, and Adrian, I know you know, anybody else in the military, y'all know recruiting is down. We having a hard time filling the ranks. So I'm gonna save that one for another, you know, I'll probably do it tomorrow, you know what I'm saying, during the day or whatever. Let me see, is there anything else I wanted to touch on, man? You know what I'm saying? I could talk something blue in the face, but I think I pretty much kept it straightforward, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna, you know, you can paint this many scenarios and talk about, yeah, we need to do this and we need to do that. I already touched on it enough, so I think we're good. You know, bottom line, we're gonna need each other. You know, be prepared to do what's necessary to survive, even kill. You know, no matter the gender or age. If somebody's trying to kill you, you have to, delete you or unalive you. I'm gonna get so many strikes probably someday. All these different things, you know, build a community, have some kind of plan in place. You know what I'm saying? A lot of plans fall apart at the first sight of a crisis, but what planning does, it gives you a semblance of control. You don't feel so out of control. And, you know, you can drill and all these different things, but let's be real. A lot of us got jobs. We ain't got time to be doing this drilling and stuff like, you know, some people can. Some people got the time to do that. But they can do family drills and the family fire. Hey, man, look. You know, let's be realistic. If you living in the city, you know, it's just certain things you don't have time to do. You know what I'm saying? You can try, you know, I ain't never saying not try, but, you know, it's a difference between having land and living in open spaces and having wildlife around you than being in tight city quarters, which is the worst case scenario. You know, you ask it urban combat, urban survival, urban anything is harder. It's probably worse than being in the wilderness. You know what I'm saying? Because you got too many areas where things can pop out of and you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, and like I said, the services and things like that, the trash, the smells, the diseases, all these different things, you know, it's way worse in a city, you know. It's probably best if you have a place to get out the city, or just if you want to take your chances and leave in the city, you probably fare better than trying to stay in that city because that's familiar surroundings or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So if you know people that live somewhere with some wooded area, hey, get to know them a lot better. You know what I'm saying? Try to get them on board. Try to talk to them, man. All right. That's that. That's pretty much it, man. Yo, that was the title of the video. That's all I'm going to touch on, man. I appreciate everybody for coming in. You know, I am a little tired. I was, you know, it's a long night. You know, hopefully anything that I share, you know, is useful. This video, you know, like I said, shout out to Chestnut Checkers TV. Candace Owens, you know, say what you want about her, but when she's speaking on something, she sure as hell makes sense. So, you know, just shy of an hour, so that's a good time for me. I like that. Get straight to the point, you know what I'm saying? And I think I was able to respond to everybody's comments. Appreciate everybody. Think everybody hit the like button. If you didn't, please hit that like button, share the live. And, you know, hopefully we got a little bit more time before it happens. You know what I'm saying? It will happen. Let's hope we got a little bit more time. You know, and before I even get off, you know, hey, whatever faith you may have, hey, get deep into it. You know what I'm saying? Because our mental stability will be another one of the most, our minds, you know what I'm saying, our spirits, you know, keeping a strong spirit and a strong mental state, you know, and they work hand in hand. These are going to be the things that we really need, you know, some of those unseen tools that we need, you know, to deal with times like this. you know, and times to come. All right, be safe, man. Peace, Porn Star JR. I didn't see it. Holla at you. Swipe should be going live soon. I don't know. I think Kenny Rogers was supposed to go live at some point. But, all right, I appreciate you working me. I'm going to close out. All right, y'all get the hell out of my house. And don't leave nothing. Don't leave. You shake y'all clothes out when y'all leave, too, because I got roaches. Oh, man. All right, man. I love y'all. Be safe. Damn it.